Hi, welcome back to Cake Mom TV. I'm Abby, busy mom of 2 tiny humans. One of mine's right here. This is Aaliyah. You're gonna be following us on all things cake. If you've subscribed, awesome. Today we are decorating Jeffrey and Savannah's wedding cake, which you saw us bake in the last video. It's very simple, buttercream, very elegant. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna share some tips on how to level the cake, on how to make the buttercream frosting, and just how to make it look very simple and beautiful. To start off today, we're gonna show you how to level off cakes that you've baked. If you've ever had a cake that you baked at home and you just stacked it because you thought, okay, it looks great, and then it ended up kind of curved on the top, and you're like, why isn't it flat like what I get at a bakery? You have to cut off the top of the cake, and a lot of people don't like to do it because you lose product, but you know what? You can make cake pops. You lost your whisk. You can make cake pops out of the extra cake scraps, or you can just give them to everybody and let them eat it. All right, so these cakes have been frozen overnight. I like to trim them after they're frozen because you get a clean cut, but you can do it before they're frozen as well. Here on my turntable, I put down a piece of drawer liner. So you put that underneath your cake. All right, so you're gonna start with, it's a cold day, so it's not particularly necessary, but it's a lot easier to decorate these if they're still frozen when you go to decorate. I'm gonna show you how I make my favorite buttercream frosting. This is just an American style buttercream. You can find a recipe for this pretty much anywhere. I'm gonna show you a few tips on how to keep it from breaking and how to be... Here you go, Leah. I'm gonna show you how to make sure it turns out nice and smooth and the perfect consistency to decorate your cake. So I'm gonna start with 2 pounds of butter. I like unsalted for frosting because it's mostly butter. So try not to do salted butter for this. You can add your own salt. If all you have is salted butter, taste it before you put it on the cake. All right, so I'm gonna cream this until it is very well aerated. Creamed butter is important. It's gonna lighten in color, but also increase in volume because you're incorporating air into it. And this is a very important step in your buttercream. If you don't add the proper amount of air, it just won't be smooth. You'll have weird buttercream. I'm gonna whip this on almost, actually high speed for probably 5 minutes. Make sure you scrape down the sides. I like to scrape it down at least twice while you're creaming. If you only have 1 pound of butter, you probably only have to scrape it down once. All right, so I brought in my little helper. This is Emery.
Hi.
He's gonna help me add the powdered sugar to the creamed butter. What did I say? All right, so we're gonna add about 1/3 of it. He's already been helping me, as you can see. We added about 1/3 of the powdered sugar into the mixer as it was on low, and then we scraped down the sides and cranked it up to make sure that 1/3 was incorporated well, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. Good job. All right, that's good. Let's stop. All right. Now I'm gonna scrape down the sides and make sure it's incorporated really well. I'm gonna turn up the mixer. Emery, I'm gonna switch spots with you so I don't hit you in the head. Messy boy. I'm gonna actually take this one. That's your sugar. So I'm just gonna add powdered sugar until I feel like I have a very stiff buttercream. I don't want too soft of a buttercream because I want it to hold my cake together really well. Just remember that when you have a toddler doing it with you, you're gonna need extra powdered sugar. This is what I've got so far. It's pretty stiff. If you can pull up, and it's stiff peaks, but I want it a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more powdered sugar, and then I'm gonna add my other ingredients. So my buttercream has as much powdered sugar as I'd like to add. I do save my powdered sugar just in case when I add my other ingredients, it makes the frosting too thin. By the way, don't worry about the mess. Powdered sugar is gonna be a mess no matter what you do, especially when you include your kids, but you know what? They're having fun and they're gonna remember this. I'm gonna regret it because he's gonna be on a sugar high for the rest of the night. You know, it was worth it, I guess. Okay, so I have 3 more ingredients that I add to my buttercream. One of them is optional. This is vanilla buttercream. And no matter what buttercream I make, I like to add vanilla, but this one's gonna have extra vanilla. I'm gonna turn the mixer on low speed And I'm going to add I'm gonna add some vanilla, pinch of salt, because I used unsalted butter, a couple tablespoons of milk. This is optional. You do not have to use milk. I like to use some milk because it changes the consistency of the buttercream from a little bit crispy to softer and smoother. It kind of melts the sugar a little bit. Gonna add my vanilla. Pinch of salt. I'm not gonna add all of this. This is the milk. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons at a time until I think I have the right consistency. All right, so I've double checked the consistency and make sure it's how I like it. This little man's sugar rush is kicking in, so I'm gonna set him free to go run around. You may go. Pull the spatula out and it's kind of like a medium, you see? It's a soft peak taste. It's pretty good. So I've got one more thing that I have to make before we can start decorating. That is some simple syrup. This is to assure that your cakes will not be dry when they're eaten. Equal parts water and sugar. Just white sugar is fine. Bring it to a boil and then you cool it before you use it. All right, so this is the finished product right here. So I used 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. And this is how much I got. Some vanilla extract to it. I do this after it's cooled down. If you add it while it's still hot, the heat will evaporate the alcohol and you won't taste the vanilla nearly as much. All right, we'll be right back to show you how to decorate these cakes.